Hello and welcome to another episode of the Shop Walk here at Iconic Motorbikes, or maybe I should say Daniel's therapy session. What? Because we're about to talk about, well, actually we're gonna do a lot of Bimotas today, we're gonna do a lot of Suzuki stuff today, and we're gonna say maybe hi and bye to some familiar faces by the end of this video. It is August 20th, if I didn't already say that earlier, but let's start with some Bimotas. Over in Daniel's area, we've got a couple of very cool ones. First, a Bimota Tesi 1D SR. As you can see there, both of these bikes that we're going to talk about here in just a moment, actually acquired by the same client in New York, so they're going to be heading off to him. But first, Daniel's going to have to do some work to them. This one, I went to Utah to go pick up. That was a long drive in the van to go get it outside of Salt Lake City. It's got low miles, about 1,700 on them, and it's in nice shape overall. It's got a little bit of things here and there, but the seller, or the new owner I should say, is having us do some service work, and Bimota does not make it easy. Let's talk about some of the cool stuff first, and then we'll talk about why I joke that it's a therapy session for Daniel in just a moment. Obviously, the big thing here with the Tesi lineup with the bikes is the hub center steering, as you can see here. Can I actually actuate the steering here? Is that going to interfere with your stuff, Daniel?
All
right, cool. Put this mic over here. But yeah, so as I'm steering, you can see it's a push-pull setup. And unlike my bike, so on my bike, the push-pull is on this side, on the left side. On the 1D, it's actually over here, right here. So you can see what's going on with that. Oh, you know what, I lied. The top one's the brake stabilization. Here's the push-pull, obviously. That's what I get for trying to guess on this side. So you can see that. That's doing its thing. The shock for the front end up here, and then you got the cool Omega frame plate there, all kinds of metal work. Look at the milling mark, like it's just such, there's things that are really, really cool about it. And then let's come to this side. And there's stuff that's really like, what were you guys thinking? All right, if you want to swap the battery out on a Tesi 1D, you got to get to here, and Daniel's already taken off a big piece of bodywork fairing that was here. So if you want to replace the battery, you got to take that off, you got to take this off. It's all one piece going all that way, and you actually have to separate here to get access to that. Huge pain to do that. If you want to do the belts on this, you have to basically disassemble the frame to be able to get access to them. And right now, what's going to be causing him some grief is just to do an oil change, which this bike is going to need. You can see the drain plugs right there. Well, you can't really access that. It's being blocked by the exhaust, and why not make it more complicated? I don't know if you can kind of show that up there, but the exhaust is one piece, so he can't even just take one pipe out of the way. He's got to take the whole thing out at once. So those are the kinds of things that make even relatively simple tasks like an oil change multi-hour affairs. I do not envy you. I do not envy you. But at the same time, you get to work on a 1D, which is pretty cool. And they're super interesting. And I guess you learn some skills for the next time you see a 1D, which hopefully won't be very, yeah, not for a while, exactly. Thank you, Daniel. So okay, Tesi 1D. Here, another special Bimota, the SB8K. And it's technically the RedBro version, and it says RedBro on the side fairing, which is up there, and also on the exhaust here. So the deal here is, Bimota made the SB8R and the SB8RS. Those are based on the Suzuki TL1000 motor. Adam's a huge fan of them here at Iconic. One of the cool things is it saved like 50 pounds of weight or so off the TL. So really, really fun bike with that V-twin motor. And of course, just very good handling. All the components are what you kind of expect. Olin suspension, Brembo brakes, Marchesini wheels, I believe, on this. Yeah. Forged Marchesini wheels, that kind of thing. All right, you take those bikes, then you get even more exclusive with the SB8K, also known as the Santa Monica. Bimota made a smaller number of those production-wise, and it's the one that they took racing and made a name for themselves with Anthony Gobert. Of course, he won that, the only time Bimota has won a superbike race, World Superbike, in the modern era. I think they won the first superbike race with Tarazzi, who runs the Ducati MotoGP team now, but that's a whole different thing. And I'm losing the plot. This bike, SB8K, the company in Japan, Red Baron, It's a very famous dealership that's out there. They create limited specials of lots of bikes, including Bimotas, which are very popular in Japan. And so that RedBro name is sort of their name that they do these things under. And this is one of 10 that they've done up as the RedBro Ultimo Bimota SB8K. So you can see that here, this is number 6 of 10. We got this out of New Zealand, and again, it's gonna be going to New York. There's a couple more that are in New Zealand, you know, 0 mile type of situations. This one, I think, only has 5 kilometers on it or something crazy low. But same thing, Daniel's gonna be working on this. I don't even, what's your plan with this? What do you just fluids and the usual recommissioning type of thing?
Yeah, to do a battery, I gotta figure out the charging system. It's not really charging right now.
Okay.
I had to mess with the fuel pump and stuff, so now it runs.
Okay.
But we have to talk to him if he wants to get the tank lined, because it's a Kevlar tank. And then I gotta wire the turn signal mirror light thing.
Yeah, the integrated ones in the, yeah. Yeah, there you go, stack dash. Nice. Give me a rev, would you? Horn works, thank you, sir. So that is a very, very cool TL. I'm not gonna fire it up again, but I do, if you wouldn't mind just showing off the dash. This stack dash is very similar to what you would get in like the Harley Davidson VR1000. Obviously very racing specific. Who cares about what your RPM is until you hit 6. And then that racing style display. So very, very cool bike. As Daniel mentioned, if you look here from the front, you'll see the integrated turn signals in the mirrors. And TL fans will note that's the same headlight from the Suzuki, and we'll show you another TL in just a moment. I could keep talking about these for forever, so if you have questions, let me know and I'll explain them or I'll talk about them in a different video, but I should keep moving on here. I just love Bimotas. Moto Guzzi Centauro V10. This sold on our auction site to someone in the Bay Area who's gonna fly down and ride it back, which is really cool. The previous owner, Adam and I have been talking a lot about this Northern California collection, about 60, 70 bikes or so that are going through our auction site. This is one of those bikes. And the seller has been very adamant about basically, he doesn't want anything to, like he wants to sell the bikes basically ready to ride, except he doesn't do tires, because people have preferences on that. So that's what happened with this bike, ready to ride, except it needs tires. So the new owner is having Yanni put on tires before he goes on his cool Bay Area trip. And it comes with a lot of extras, just a ton of extras, way too many to carry on a bike. So it's pretty cool. His girlfriend lives locally, and I believe she's coming in a car to pick up some of the extras, but he's gonna ride the bike. So that'll be sweet, and we'll probably do a slightly longer test ride on this, just to make sure things are okay for him on his ride back. But fairly, it's fairly stock bike, aftermarket exhaust. You've got the crash protection here for the heads, aftermarket windscreen, it's little things, mirrors, but pretty stock, and 11,000-ish miles on this bike. Really weird factoid. I don't know why I know this, and I don't even know why you would care, but this is the first production bike to use recyclable bodywork. Yes. I hated it as I was saying it, but I had to say it. Okay. All right, over in Ollie's area, we've got lots of Yamahas. This is kind of interesting. Now, of course, this is a Bimota, but it is the YB9, which utilizes a Yamaha motor, I believe the 600 out of an FZR7R. This is just getting finished up and is about to get, Ollie's doing a couple of last things, and then it's gonna go up to get photos done in the studio. The paint job, if it's not obvious, is not stock. The owner, or the previous owner of this, was Lander Sevier over at Tech 46 Racing in Birmingham, Alabama. He's got quite a collection and was heavily involved in the Corona race team, like when they sponsored Corona Suzuki, Corona Honda, that kind of thing. So we'll see that up on the auction site pretty soon. This is an OW1 that's been on Ollie's lift for a bit, and I think he's finally just finished things up on it. Termi exhaust, Olin suspension like they all came with. 10,000 miles on this one. Really nice example, came out of Scotland. It's sold on our auction site in Scotland. Unfortunately, during shipping, picked up a little bit of damage in the peg, so Ollie took care of that and a few other things for the new owner. And then he's wrapping up this RZ, or as he would say, RZ500 over there. Let me do a little, I don't even know how many miles are on it. But this bike also comes out of that Northern California collection I was referring to. 26,000 kilometers on it. And, okay, so this is the RZ500 with the full power motor and regular frame, not the fancy special hand-welded aluminum one. This is originally a Canadian bike. And what did these make horsepower-wise? Like 100-ish?
Maybe the crank.
Yeah, fair. Like the restricted ones were 75, 77. So this would have made a bit more than that. I apologize. I don't remember off the top of my head. No worries. You did carbs and you did a lot of stuff actually. Carbs, fluids, pretty much everything it needs except tires.
Everything but tires.
Yeah, that's the, like I said, that's kind of standard operating procedure for the gentleman with that collection. So, thank you, Ollie. Go home, have a good day. Let's I'm gonna thread the needle here. Actually, no, I'm not gonna make that. I'm gonna take the long way around. If you wanna cut through there, I'll meet you. Good sir. So, up above, fearless leader Adam. Every time we do a shop walk, you see more and more of this getting filled in. The skeleton continues. Making excellent progress up there.
I am soaked with sweat.
Yeah, he's been cooking up there.
But getting done, baby. Getting done.
This is when we find out if he's really Australian like he claims. They're supposed to have good heat tolerance, I hear. That's my Grom race bike. We've talked about that on and off. Nothing really to share on that just yet, but we'll be doing some more stuff, and I hope you come join us and ride with us. Over in Steve's Bay, what's up, Professor?
Same old.
Same old. You got a second?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna have you clip this mic and then tell the good people what you've been up to, because good Lord, it smells like gas in here.
I was just getting ready to carry it outside. But...
Oh, no, you're fine. This is okay. I don't mind. I'm just giving them a little context as to what you had to be dealing with.
It's muy stinky.
Muy stinky. Bilingual. All right, so we got ourselves a BMW R69S here. Yes, the sport
Tour.
There you go.
ST?
You know what? Whatever you want it to be. Whatever you want it to be.
Sure, we'll go with that.
This is all same thing out of that Northern California collection I've been mentioning a few times here. Very cool Avon fairing with the touring windscreen, all stuff, and then Craven bags. So German bike with British touring features.
And an Isle of Man plaque.
There you go. That's right.
IOM, baby.
There you go.
Gotta like that.
That's cool. What have you been doing, my friend?
We were replacing the push rod tubes and the push rod seals.
Okay.
Which meant taking the whole top ends off both sides.
Gotcha.
So I just finished putting both the top ends back on, just redid the carbs because we got the right float needles for it now. So got those put in, got the carbs done, they're in, the new petcocks in. So yeah, next step's put the pipes on and fire it up.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. We look forward to it. These are obviously a different, you see boxer motors every once in a while, but what's one of the things that you like working out with boxer motors as opposed to something you do not like?
I mean, you can adjust the valves without
really
taking anything off.
Yeah.
It's three nuts and you can pull the valve cover off.
Sure.
So it's just like, okay, that's okay.
And then not so much?
The not so much is pretty much anything inside.
There you go.
Anything deeper than that is, I mean, in order to get these push rod tubes out, we had to heat the heads, or heat the cylinders, and then pound them out with a hammer.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we didn't have the proper installation tool, so we had to make one. So we made an installation tool.
Oh, there you go. That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, so now we've got that. And then I go ahead and I set them into the cylinders a little deeper than they should be, so there's extra room.
Okay.
Bolt the cylinders on, and then I use this piece, which is the perfect diameter for the tube, and tink, 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 until we get a nice good smash on those seals.
Huh.
So that's the cheat way.
Fair enough. Okay.
So yeah, we did that.
Cool. Well, there you go. So the R69 about to be probably next time we do a shop walk. You'll have the pipes on, everything ready to go, and maybe do a test ride. Okay. Well, thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
Soon to be.
The professor, everyone. Thank you kindly. Making our way to kind of wrap things up here. I said we'd be talking about some Bimotas, talking about some Suzukis. Well, this TL1000S, first thing actually, if you remember, Bam, same headlight as a Bimota SB8K that we were just talking about. The fine gentleman, or a fine gentleman who, of all things, found us through a shop walk a while back, left a comment basically mentioning that he does, among other things, he does blinds and controllers for blinds and home and interior work and that kind of thing. He hooked up Adam and I with this crazy setup here to help things out, and remote control. Look at that. So now when we don't want to see anyone, we can just turn it down and say, leave us alone. But this is his beautiful bike, and he was so helpful and generous with his time and his effort and that kind of thing. We wanted to help him out as well. So we are doing a rotary damper delete on his TL and getting him an Olin's rear shock, which we have ordered. And when we get around, or when it arrives, it's coming from Europe. When it arrives, then we can get the thing installed and show you guys, plus have you hear these sweet Yosh pipes. So a special thank you to that gentleman, Matt, and I'll try to get his contact information or something like that up in the comments or in the video description. So if you need similar work, you can do that as well. Tell you what, Riff, you can come over here. Speaking of Suzuki's, unfortunately, that man in there, our dear service manager Brian, is leaving us. He needs a job that is closer to home. And you guys probably remember we used to be in Santa Monica at the airport, so he came to join us because that was closer to home. And then of course we had to move, and then he got put in for, so it sucks. We're gonna miss him, but unfortunately Brian is leaving us. I just brought that up to thank him for his service and also show off the little going away present that he got Adam and I. So, Suzuki logo. I'll be really impressed if anyone can guess what this is beforehand. Give you a minute to think. It's a Suzuki branded like poker kit, right? So you've got your cards, Team Suzuki. That's just your big blind, little blind, that kind of thing. But check this out. The chips themselves refer to models. So there's your King Quad. Some of them are just generic Suzuki logos, but what do we got here? Quad Racer, Suzuki logo. One of them is a Hayabusa, so of course I gotta find that. There you go. So yeah, just a cool little thing which we greatly appreciate. And I guess it gives us an excuse to start playing poker at the shop, as if we don't already have too many things going on. But a special thank you to Brian. Funny enough, his replacement, who we will introduce and show in another shop walk, also named Brian. So at least that part will be easy to remember his name. I hope you enjoyed some of the stuff that we showed you today. Again, if you have questions about anything, please let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.